Are you a basketball player that's serious about improving your shooting this summer? If you want to be the type of shooter that your coach is confident in during a game by the beginning of next season, you're going to have to take a serious approach to your off-season shooting workouts. So today I'm going to cover 3 things that you need to do in order to improve your shooting workouts and become a better shooter this summer. Let's jump in and discuss. Welcome back to Hard Smart Together. I'm Coach Dave. I'm here every week to help basketball players become the smart, confident players that coaches love. So everybody likes to be a confident shooter, and you want your coach confident in your shooting too. So I know there's a lot of you. I mean, this is a favorite topic of basketball players when it comes to improvement. It's 9 times out of 10, if I ask a basketball player, what do you want to improve on? It comes down to shooting. A lot of times, everybody wants to be a great shooter. So we're going to talk today about how to maximize the time and effort that you're putting in to becoming a better shooter. We want your coach to be confident in you so that when you're in a game, at the end of the game, and it comes down to somebody shooting, you're the person that your teammates, that your coach is confident in. So you need to, if you're serious about becoming a better shooter, you need to be serious about how you put together your workout. And that's what we're going to talk today about. Not necessarily shooting mechanics or specific types of shots for you. We'll talk about some types of shots, but really 3 things that you can do to maximize the time you're spending doing your shooting workout and maximize the effort that you're putting in this summer. So if you do want to be, I always like to offer up a free gift for just joining me. So if you do want to be one of those players that coaches are confident in and a smart, confident player that coaches love, be sure to download my free checklist of 8 intangible skills. These are skills that coaches love to see in players. And it's not just a checklist of the skills, it's also got a little bit of a description of how you can implement that skill, how you can practice that skill. So I highly recommend that you download that. You can simply scan the QR code or below here, or I'll put a link in the description of this video. If you're listening on the podcast, feel free to go to hardsmarttogether.com/intangibles. Again, it's hardsmarttogether.com/intangibles, and you can download that checklist and I'll be sure and get it to you. Okay, so the 3 things you can do to really maximize your shooting workout this summer. Okay, number 1, I want you to invest the time in planning your shooting workout. Okay, you need to spend some time, set aside some time before you ever step on the court to do a shooting workout. You need to plan it, really invest the time to plan it. And when you are planning the shooting workout, I want you to have a question in your mind. In fact, this is a great question to have throughout the entire summer as you're doing these shooting workouts. But the question is, how good do you want to be? How good of a shooter do you want to be? Because that's really going to dictate the effort that you put into this planning exercise, but also how much time you plan on, spending on your shooting workouts, okay? And I don't want you to, plan more than you're ready to invest, right? You probably have a lot of things going on this summer, and your shooting workouts are one part of that. In fact, your shooting workouts are probably one part of your basketball activities. We've talked about that in the past. But how important is becoming a great shooter to you? So what do I mean by investing the time to plan? What do I want you to plan? I want you to plan, if you want to be a great shooter, okay, how great do I want to be? How many days a week do I want to do a shooting workout? If you have great dreams and aspirations, that might be 7 days a week. That might be 6 days a week, 5 days a week. If you just want to be a little bit of a better shooter, that might just be 2 days a week. That may be all the time you have. You might have a summer job, you might have trips planned. 2 days a week might be all you can do. It's appropriate for you and you answering that question of how great of a shooter do you want to be. So, but you need to dedicate the days. As well, you need to dedicate how much time you have during each shooting workout. Do you only have, a half an hour that you can spend on a shooting workout? Do you have an hour? Do you have 2 hours? And then you need to be committed to spending those days and times that you're planning your shooting workout. And a lot of that's going to come from, again, that question of how great do you want to be. So one of the first things I want you to plan is how many shots do you want to get up during a shooting workout? Do you just want to get up, 300 shots? Do you want to get up 500 shots? Do you want to get up 800 shots? 1,000 shots? 2,000 shots? I mean, again, this is personal to you. How great do you want to be? And how much time do you have? How much can you invest in yourself to becoming a great shooter? So how many shots do you want to get up? Total number of shots. The next thing I want you to think about is the types of shots that you need to practice. Maybe your coach and you sat down at the end of the season and they said, listen, you need to become better in the mid-range, or you need to become a better three-point shooter, or a better free throw shooter, or all of the above. You need to become a better finisher around the rim. That is going to dictate, what you need to improve on based on last season. That's going to dictate what types of shots you need to take during your shooting workouts, right? Maybe you need to work on catch and shoot three-pointers because of the offense that your coach runs and they want you to be a better catch and shoot three-pointer. Maybe it is on the move, drive, pull up mid-range shots. Maybe it is coming off of on-ball screens and being available to take a three-pointer off of on-balls. It could be any number of things based off of what you think you need to improve upon for your specific situation next season. So you're going to break down not just how many total shots you're going to take, but you're going to break down what types of shots you're going to take. Then once you get those shots broken down into, I'm going to work on these, 4 types of shots, right? And maybe your workout also has, a warm-up implemented, right? Maybe you do some, not just the types of shots, but maybe there's some form shooting, specific form shooting that I highly recommend at the beginning of your workout to kind of groove in your fundamentals before you even get started in that. But you're going to break all that down, and then you're going to break down each type of shot, each drill you're doing into sets. So I don't want you to say, oh, you know what? I'm going to shoot 500 shots total, and 150 of those are going to be three-pointers. You're not just going to go and shoot 150 three-pointers just kind of willy-nilly. You're going to break that down into sets, and it can be sets of I recommend 10, 15 shots per set. Okay, so you're going to break down what types of shots you're going to take and into sets. Why? Because we're going to record your results, and we'll talk a little bit more as we go through the other things that you need to be doing in order to maximize your time in these shooting workouts. But recording your results is a big part of that because we want you to be able to track your improvement and see exactly how you're improving. So how do you do that? You don't necessarily need some fancy app. You don't need a phone. You don't need a tablet. There's nothing fancy about this. It could be something as simple as I love a spiral notebook and a pen or a pencil. Okay? It could be you put your workout in a spreadsheet that you're going to do and you just print out a bunch of those pages and you put it in a folder. Something easy for you to throw in your gym bag and bring with you to the gym, because each time you do a workout, I want you to record the results that you're doing. So that's really the planning stage, and that is an important aspect of this. You cannot just go out. Activity is not going to maximize your improvement. Activity is I show up at the gym, I start taking some shots, I take some three-pointers, I take some free throws, I do this, I do that, and oh wait, at the other end of the gym they're playing 3-on-3 and I think I'm done with my workout and I'm going to go down there. No, this is, if you're serious about becoming a better shooter, take the time to not just plan out your workout, but a workout that you can complete by implementing each one of these steps. What's the second thing you can do to maximize your shooting workouts? You need to make your workouts game-like. And I've talked about this in the past when it comes to anything that I tell you, as far as workouts. But when you're working out, especially a shooting workout, you need to have an imagination and make your shots game-like. So here's a good rule of thumb, something you can think about when you're making your shots game-like. You need to take game-like shots in game-like spots on the floor at game speed. And having an imagination can help you do that. So I mentioned maybe you're going to work on, catch and shoot three-pointers. Well, if you're going to do that, you need to have an imagination of what's going on the floor. And if you're working out alone, you might have to just spin the ball out so it's like a pass coming to you, and be ready to catch it how you would be in a game, and imagine the closeout coming, and then take your shot. Every shot that you take has to be game-like, okay? And we're going to talk a little bit in the third element that I'm going to have you implement for your shooting workouts about every shot mattering. But you have to make shots matter. Just think, in a game, every shot matters to you. So during your workouts, you need to make every shot matter to you. Every type of shot, every set of shots, you need to have them matter. And the most important piece of that is making them game-like. Okay, you've got to practice the way you're going to play. If you're shooting slowly, going through the motions, not making it game-like, not taking game-like shots, not, coming off of imaginary screens in game-like speed, not doing those things, then that's how you're going to play. And that's not the way you want to play. You're trying to maximize your improvement for next season so that you can play better, so you can become a better shot in the game. So what's the third? The third is, I talked about making your shots matter. I want you to have goals and consequences throughout your workout. So we put it into sets. We put your shooting into sets. So what do I mean by goals? You're going to set goals based on, when you first start your workouts, is going to be based on kind of what level you think you're at. So let's use free throws as a goal, as an example of a goal. Maybe last season you shot, 65% from the free throw line. So you want to up that. This is not game pressure. You won't trying to create game pressure, but you might have a goal of that I need to make, if I'm doing 10 shots of free throws, 10 sets of free throws, 10 shots apiece. Maybe your goal for each set is 7 makes. If you don't make that goal, you need to have consequences for that. I love consequences that make you better, make you stronger, improve you in other areas. So what could your consequences be? Maybe it's conditioning. Maybe it's running a liner. Maybe it is doing some push-ups. Maybe it's doing a specific number of crunches. Maybe it's running a set of bleachers. Doesn't really matter, but I do like your consequences to be something that's going to make you in better shape, better condition, and really helping you improve. So make everything matter. So you can compete against yourself. I want you to be competitive. Compete against yourself. One of the best competitors that you'll ever face is you yesterday, you last week, you last month. So as you progress through these workouts, you'll see improvement and you'll raise the bar of your goals. And that's who you're competing against, is you yesterday. If you're lucky enough to have a teammate or somebody that's working out with you and maybe you're alternating sets, especially if you're at the same level, it's great to compete against each other. Have a competition in the sets. Go through your sets. You do a set of, off the dribble mid-range, for instance. Set of 10, they are rebounding for you. Then they do a set of off the dribble mid-range shots. At the end of the day, there's a winner and a loser to that set. The loser has the consequences. The winner gets, drink of water, maybe works on their free throws some more, and gets a little bit of a break in between, right? So you can compete against someone else, but if you're maybe not lucky enough to have somebody to work out with, or maybe just every day you don't have somebody to work out with, you can still make it competitive. And that's the third tip. Really have goals and for each set, and have consequences to those goals. That's how you make each shot matter in a shooting workout. So remember your 3 things: dedicate some time, design a shooting workout that's specific to you and how great of a shooter you want to be, not just for the end of this off season, but going forward. Just keep asking yourself that question. How great do I want to be? How much work do I really want to put into this? That'll answer your question as to how you design your shooting workout. Make all your shooting workouts game-like. Take game-like shots in game-like spots at game-like speed. And then the third, make every shot matter during a shooting workout. Give yourself some goals, some consequences that gives you a little bit more of that competition, that competitive nature, and makes it matter. So those are your 3 things for this week. As always, I love all the likes. If you know somebody that could use this information, another player, a trainer, a coach, somebody that would love to see this video, please forward it to them and leave a comment below. Let me know if this is going to help you as you enter into your summer of shooting workouts. And until next week, remember to play hard, play smart, and play together. See you next week.